next 12 months.
I don't see any reason. I think we'd be disappointed if it didn't grow to 40 or 50 million after a couple of years, which is good revenue for the ACT government.
Sydney bookmaker Alan Davidson heads up Sports Odds Australia, a company established to bet on sporting events. He will be joined by fellow bagman Con Cafetaris in the new multi-million-dollar punt.
We see sports bookmaking as a growth industry where we can get in on an industry that we're sure will grow over the years to come.
It won't be until Melbourne Cup Eve Canberrans can make face-to-face bets. The members' bar at the ACT Racing Club will undergo a face change over the next few weeks. Betting via the phone, a satisfactory alternative until the facility is in place.
We'll be fitting the winning post bar out in such a way to make it look more like a betting auditorium. We'll be extending part of the area and we'll be putting the big screen in here.
The Northern Territory is the only other state in Australia currently betting on sports events, and with a 1% cut coming their way, the ACT government expect to cash in. Something the Sports Minister won't be doing if Geelong fail in their bid to beat Carlton tomorrow. Phil Small, Win News.
Joining me now, live from Federal Parliament.
Want to bet on your favourite team in tomorrow's grand final? For the first time you can, right here in the ACT, legally. Sports Minister Bill Stefaniak placed the first official bet with the new licensee Sports Odds Australia. Headed by Sydney bookmaker Alan Davidson, punters can phone a 1-800 number and back Carlton at 6-4 on or Geelong at evens. The service is a forerunner to a fully fledged betting auditorium at the Canberra racecourse. It's big business.
Around about the 25 million mark. Hopefully, after a couple of more years, we'd be disappointed if we weren't turning over in excess of 40 million.
That's big business. Racing in Canberra this weekend is on Sunday, but tomorrow it's the first of the big spring races at Randwick, the Epsom Handicap. Here's Jock's tips.
Well, at the track this morning, we've struck a variety of colours, brown, chestnut, and this very unusually coloured dark grey bloke. But brown is the flavour tomorrow at Randwick when Tarradoo lines up in the $500,000 Epsom Handicap. His win last start was sensational. Mick Nittman aboard. He won the 92 Epsom. He'll repeat the dose tomorrow aboard Tarradoo. Race 6 at Randwick, the Epsom. Number 4, Tarradoo. The Canberra racing season gets into full swing on Sunday with a tip-top meeting, and I do think Square Warrior's the one for us to back. He's a real dour stayer, this bloke. 2,000 metres, he just grinds away all day. Only 6 opposition, that makes it easier. I do think he'll get the prize. Race 4, number 4 at Canberra, Square Warrior. The old grey mare, she ain't what she used to be, and neither am I. That's why we're leaving a bit early to go to next Friday's Port Macquarie.
Announced this decision not to put the ex-leaders to trial over the bloody night.
It's over for Canberra punters, with the first sports betting licence for the ACT handed out at the Canberra racecourse this morning. Sports Odds Australia was granted the first of 4 licences for Canberra's new Sports Bet Auditorium at the racecourse. Canberra punters will now be able to bet on every major sporting event, either in person or at the auditorium or over the phone. Sports Minister Bill Stefaniak placed the first bet, backing Geelong in the AFL Grand Final. The rest of us can start laying our bets from tomorrow. And for those who fancy a flutter on the horses this weekend, here's Tony Campbell.
Good evening, everybody. Well, the local racing this long weekend is on Sunday at Canberra. We'll have a look at that program a little later, but firstly in Sydney, the Spring Racing Carnival continues at Royal Randwick, Epsom Day tomorrow, and I thought the best bet in the Epsom was race 6, number 4, Tarradoo. Tarradoo is racing in great form, beat Danewin last start and should win again. Randwick, race 6, horse 4, Tarradoo. Down south, the meeting is at Sandown. I thought the best bet was in race 5, number 2, Kiwi Golfer. So Sandown, race 5, number 2, Kiwi Golfer. And of course, as I said, 8 races at Canberra Sunday, covered by the New South Wales TAB and Sky Channel. The best bet is in race 7, horse 5, Lochlinny. So Canberra Sunday, best bet, race 7, horse 5, Lochlinny. Those are my thoughts. I hope there's a winner or two there for you. You have a great long weekend.
Thanks, Tony. And now we welcome back an old favourite. Brian Pratt from the Tackle Box joins us for his first fishing report for the season.
Well, good evening, everybody. Big news for anglers tomorrow, the opening of the 1995-96 trout season, and things look pretty good for anglers right through the region. Stream levels are up, lake levels are up, and there are plenty of reports of good fish, particularly in the streams. Don't forget, though, there are a couple of new regulations in the streams that New South Wales have introduced. And just to whet your appetite here in the local lakes, Lake Ginninderra, a lovely Murray cod, weighs about 18 kg, and it was caught on a wood grub by a couple of very keen anglers, David Every and James Johnson, and with great assistance from Terry Matthews. Now, if you don't want to travel too far from home, you can find some excellent fish right here in the local lakes. Googong, Ginninderra, Burley Griffin, Tuggeranong. Down at the coast, most of the good fishing is along the shoreline, rocks, beaches, lakes and estuaries. If you're going to sea, it's still pretty lumpy up there after the big southerly, but there's some big tiger flathead out around the 70 fathom mark and some very big Tasmanian trumpeter a little further out. The 12 mile at Bermagui has been very good indeed. Overall, a great weekend for fresh and salt water, and if you are fishing the trout opening, I wish you all the very best.
And Peter, that's our sport for tonight.
Thanks, Anthony. In finance news now, and the Australian stock market has soared to a close, the balance of payments figures sparking a surge in afternoon trading. The All Ordinaries finished almost 18 points higher, gold climbed 40 cents. Commonwealth Bank shares gained 18 cents, Westpac remained steady, Lendlease surged 38 cents, Qantas shares gained 3.